Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is to show you all how to complete my Express Plan questionnaire. So when I work with a client, the way the process usually works is first the client is going to go ahead and make a deposit for $100. And once a business plan deposit is made, you all are able to download a questionnaire aligned with the business plan that you've selected. And one of the challenges that I've had, or some feedback I've had from some clients, is that they don't know how to respond to some of the questions on the questionnaire. So for this video, what I want to do is walk you all through the questionnaire, give you some tips and tricks on how to go ahead and quickly and efficiently complete the questionnaire. Usually it shouldn't take you about 10-15 minutes to do it. So with that said, let's zip through this little handy dandy PowerPoint presentation. So first and foremost, a little bit of important notes about the questionnaires. So the first thing to keep in mind when you're filling out the questionnaire, there is no need to complete every question on the questionnaire. Some of the questions might not pertain to you. If they don't, skip it. Some of the questions you might not understand even after watching this little tutorial, not a problem, skip it. There might be questions it might be too long to answer them in the questionnaire. You might want to discuss it with me. Again, skip the question. You're not graded on the questionnaire. There's no grade at the end of it. So just, if you see something you don't know, you don't understand, or you don't want to fill out, skip it. We'll discuss that in our initial meeting. All right, next is for the financial projections part of it. That's one of the parts that a lot of people have a lot of problems filling out. If you don't want to handle or tackle that financial projections part right now in the questionnaire, again, skip it. Fill out everything else or whatever else you can fill out, and then we'll have a discussion about the financial projections, and I can assist in clarifying some of the aspects of it. And then also third, startup cost research may be done before or after our initial meeting. Some people want to do all their startup cost research before we do our meeting. Other people, they want to do it after our meeting. That's fine, not a problem. A lot of people, what they do is they just use budgets. They want to stay between this budget for startup costs and this budget for working capital, and that's a great way to structure it as well. So if you want to do it before or after, not a problem. Just make sure you get me all your costs before your final payment is made. And then finally, for the questionnaire, when you're done with it, zip it back to me at my email address, paulb@qualitybusinessplan.com. All right. So with that said, here is the questionnaire for the Express as well as the Express Plus business plan. And so the way that it's going to work out is right here. So just a little statement to you as to what this is, which is Express or Express Plus questionnaire. And then right here is going to be the link. This video that I'm doing right now. This link will be put right here, so you have an easy access to the tutorial to help you get through the questionnaire. All right, so question number 1 is going to be your company name. Whatever your company name is, make sure to put it there. For this example, ABC Company. If you don't know the company name, not a problem, no big deal. Just put your leading contender. You might be going between 2 or 3 different company names, not a problem. Whatever the leading contender is, just put it there and run with it. What we can do is we can change it later on if need be. Next is going to be your company address, whatever your company address is. If you have a home address, if you're working out of a home office, not a problem. Just put the city or state is fine. Don't give me your personal address. We don't want to put that in the business plan. City and state is perfect. Email address, wherever you want me to send the business plan to. When you're done with it, make sure to put the email address right here. Phone number, just give me your phone number. And can you get text messages on it? If you can, great. Put it right here. Question 5, list all owners. Whoever the owners are, just give me a list of the owners. For this example, it's myself. If you have 3 or 4 owners, just go ahead and give me a list of the names. No need to give me the percentages of ownership, though. 6 is going to be the legal structure. Is it a sole proprietor, a limited liability company, a corporation, or a partnership? Those are the top 4 that most people usually select. If you're a limited liability, just put yes here, or you can highlight it, or you can do whatever you want just to let me know that this is this is the legal structure. So the second contender usually could be your sole proprietor. If that's the case, again, just put yes next to it. Next, briefly describe what your business does and how it does it. You can give me a paragraph, or you can just give me some, statements as to what you're going to be doing. For example, for myself, my primary service provided, so what I do the most is going to be I write business plans. Secondary services are going to be business plan consulting, business plan templates, strategic plans, and then also just financial projections. And so this is the way I'm going to break up the business plan for the most part, is whatever the main service that you're going to be providing, I'm going to give the most information about. And then the secondary services, we don't want to ignore them, and we'll put that information there. And another example for the products and services is that if you're a convenience store, well, you might not have a primary service. So for a convenience store, you're just going to list some of the things that you're going to be selling: lotto tickets, beer, wine, cigarettes, whatever you're going to be selling. Just go ahead and give me a list of it there. If you're a retail store and you're going to be selling products. Target market: who is going to be using your services the most? An example of this would be residents in your community. If you're a restaurant, well, most of the people that are going to be visiting you are going to be residents in the area who appreciate fine Italian cuisine. For my business, my target market would be startup and established businesses looking for a professional business plan and or pro forma financial projections. For the target market, if you're a hairstylist, a target market might be the women within a 5-mile square radius of your facility between the ages of 7 and 35. So whatever your target market is going to be, make sure to list it there. If you don't know it, again, skip it. I can help you with this. We can identify it together. Competitive advantages. What do you do better, or what do you do differently than your competitors? For example, a restaurant might have organic. They might use organic, foods in their meals, and that sets them apart from other restaurants in their area. For myself, if you call me on my phone number, I'm going to answer the phone. So that's one of the things that a lot of business plan writers are not going to do. And then also is the quick turnaround time. I turn my business plans around within 3 business days, in some cases, in other cases 7 business days. So whatever you do better than everybody else, it might be on-time deliveries if you're a trucker. It might be excellent customer service. Whatever it is, make sure to identify 2 of them. Don't give me 5 or 6 or 7 or 10. Just 2 is plenty to help differentiate your company. Location, again, for this location right here, if it's a home office, tell me if it's a home office. If it's a retail location, well, tell me the square footage. Tell me why you want to go ahead and choose this location. If it's a restaurant, how many tables are you going to have? If it's a office, how many different offices are you going to have within your area? If it's a I don't know, if it's a car dealership, how big is your lot going to be, acreage wise? So whatever your location is, just give me some details about it, as make it some important details as to why you selected it. All right, hours of operation, pretty straightforward. Whatever you're going to be operating, just tell me your hours of operation. How many employees? Make sure to include yourself in the employees. So how many employees for myself, my business? 1 employee. I'm the only person in my business. And then also the positions: CEO/business plan writer, and then whether it's full or part-time. So if you have 4 employees, and just list 4 employees here, and then list your job positions. It might be CEO, cashier, server, and chef. Whatever the job positions are, just list them there. And then full-time or part-time. If you have 3 or 4 positions, just put right next to it something like chef, and then maybe full-time or full-time, and then or cashier dash part-time. So something like this would be perfect. And then the hourly rate, how much are they going to pay him an hour? So maybe a cashier, 10 an hour, and then a chef might be 25 an hour. So something like this would take care of how many employees and what their pay rate's going to be. Industry, if you don't know the industry from which we're going to be researching, because I do get all my information from my IBIS World. I've got a subscription with IBIS World. It's a third-party industry research company. I go through the reports, and then I'll take out a report based on your industry, and then I'll summarize that information in that report. Of course, we don't want to plagiarize. And then I'll also cite it at the bottom. So you can go ahead and give me an idea of what industry you want me to go ahead and research, or for the most part, I'm going to align an industry that is close to what you're doing. Again, we're going to be an organizational structure, going to be looking for the owner's name. So who's the owner? Give me the name. Same thing, address. I do repeat some of this information because when I'm writing your business plan, what I do is I go through this questionnaire and I'm able to easily pull out that information and stay focused on that one section so I'm not zipping through this questionnaire. Same thing with job positions. Again, it is a duplicate question. Just going to give me that information. All right, so we've got right here, how are you going to advertise? So I've got it broken up into a few different categories here. Networking, so if you're going to be doing networking, give me some ideas of how you're going to network, maybe the Chamber of Commerce. Traditional advertising is going to be signs out front of your location. It could be mailers, it could be word of mouth or flyers. For this example, I'm saying word of mouth. For each one of these, only give me 1 or 2 per section, and a total of 4 or 5 in totality here. How are you going to be doing? Are you going to be doing social media advertising? If so, which channels? For myself, it's Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Do you have a website? If you have a website, just go ahead and give me your link for your website. For question number 16, expansion funding. So startup or expansion funding. So this question right here is how much total funding do you need in order to start operations or to expand? So for example, what we're doing here is I'm going to need $150,000 to expand. I'm going to invest out of my pocket equity investment, $50,000, and I'm going to be borrowing $100,000. So for these 3 questions right here, question 2 and question 3 need to add up to the total funding. So here's the total funding, how much you need total, how much are you going to put out of your pocket, put right here, and then how much are you going to borrow, put right here. Once we get into the financial projection section, again, if you don't know these questions right here or you don't want to deal with it on your own, skip it. We can talk about it in our initial meeting. But if you do want to go ahead and tackle this, the way this works out is average customer transaction, dollar amount. So if you are a restaurant and what you're going to say is that, for example, if a customer comes in your door and they order a meal, a side, and a soda, their ticket might be $25. If that's the case, then just, average customer transaction is going to be about $25. If you're a grocery store, somebody comes into your grocery store and they buy eggs and meats and potatoes and whatever, their total ticket might be $75 or $100. So that customer's average transaction would be $100. Next is going to be your variable cost. How much are you marking up your products and services? So again, if you are a retailer that sells women's clothing and you might have a customer transaction of $100, but your price is going to be, you mark everything up 100%, or you mark everything up 50%. Whatever your markup is going to be, it's going to be your variable cost. So maybe your average ticket might be $100, and your variable cost might be $50 because you're going to mark it up 100%. So that would be your variable cost. Number of customers you're going to be servicing daily. If you're going to be servicing 25 customers on a daily basis on average, then put 25. If it's going to be 50 customers, then put 50. If it might be 2 customers, then put 2 customers. You might service 1 customer a week. You might be a home contractor, and as a home contractor, you might work with just 1 person a week. So just put 1 and then change daily, or just type 1 person a week, and that'll take care of, instead of daily, I'm going to now know it's 1 person a week. Number of days are you going to be operating? If you're going to be Monday through Friday, just put 5. If it's going to be 6 days, put 6. If you're going to be open all day, every day, then put 7. Salaries, how much money are you going to allocate on a monthly basis for the owners and the executive team? For this example, I'm saying we're going to pay the ownership team $10,000. Number of employees, how many employees do you have? Again, I am asking for the employees. For this section right here, again, if you're going to have 15 employees, then put 15. Average pay for the employees, give me the average pay. If you're going to be for example, a convenience store or a coffee shop, the average pay is $12 for all your employees, not including your management team, then put $12 there. Also, break it up to full-time and part-time. How many full-time people and how many part-time people? And then this quarter category right here is how is your money going to be spent. So what I'm doing is I'm referencing this total of $150,000 right here. So we got $150,000 in total funding. How is that money going to be allocated? For this example, I'm saying $44,000 for build out. I'm going to budget $25,000 for working capital, $5,000 for equipment, $2,500 for furniture and decor, $15,000 advertising, $500 for inventory. So I'm just going to break it out into categories. If you've got some other categories you want to add in here, feel free to do so. Next question is going to be your monthly fixed cost. You know, how much you're going to pay for your lease, how much you're going to pay for utilities, office expenses, insurance, accounting and legal, advertising cost, and then other, whatever the, if there's some other areas for like security that's not included in my breakout right here, then just list the dollar amounts and other. And then finally, what do you want your net profits to be after 1 year? So you start up your organization, it's ready to go, it's raring, it's chugging right along. At the end of 1 year, after you pay all of your taxes, after you pay all your fixed costs, after you pay your employees, after you pay your variable costs, after all costs are paid, how much money would you like to have in your pocket at the end of the day? And for this example right here, I'm saying that after 1 year, I'd like to have a net profit of $100,000. So hopefully this information is helpful, and just use this tutorial. You can go through the whole thing, or you can just zip through it to the sections that you need help with, or just finally keep in mind if there's some sections you want to skip, it's okay to skip it. You're not graded. Just skip a section you don't understand, you don't want to fill out, and move on to the next. All right, so hopefully this information is helpful, and as always, have a great day. And once you're done with it, send it back to me, and we'll get the party started. Thank you.